Hi friends, we discuss the origin and purpose and principles of the United Nations organization under the International Organization chapter of the Public International Law. So before going into the subject, I humbly request the watchers of this video to subscribe to my channel and like my videos and also make your valuable comments so that I can mold the program. So as I told you that the United Nations organization, as you know that it is established in year 1945. Every year we celebrate it as on 24th of October 1945. So what is the purpose of establishment of the United Nations organization? So before to that, we have one more organization was there, that is the League of Nations. So League of Nations, though it is established, it is prevented the eruption of the Second World War. As you know that the Second World War is one of the greatest human casualty made upon the earth. During that war, 55 million people were died and 25 million military personnel also been lost their lives. In addition to that, there is a lot of destruction of the properties, liberties, and the economies of the world. Almost all the countries, one way or the other, they suffered because of the Second World War. So as you know that the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the bombings in Japan, has seen what is the effect of what is the impact of the Second World War on the human survival is concerned. To avoid this ravage of war, so the leaders of at that time, Roosevelt, the President of the United States of America, Winston Churchill of Britain, and also other political leaders of at that time, they wanted to create a new organization to save the mankind. So with that view, as you know that the Second World War was started in 1939 and which was lasted up to 1945. So they have seen a lot of devastations around the world. So for that reason, to avoid the devastation, saves the mankind, they thought of starting a effective organization called the United Nations Organization. So before to this starting of this organization, the world leaders, they had conducted 8 important conferences. Those are, I am listing here, the Declaration of the St. James Palace of June 12, 1941. Number 2 is the Atlantic Charter, August 14 of 1941. The third is the the United Nations Declaration 1st January of 1942. Then fourth is the Moscow Declaration of October 30th of 1943. Then there is a fifth conference, the Tehran Conference, 1st of December 1943. And sixth one is Dumbarton Oaks Conference of 1944. Then is a seventh is the Yalta Conference of 1944. And last and not the least but very most important, that is the San Francisco Conference on 25th of June of 1945. So all these conferences, there were a lot of deliberations and confabulations have been made by various states. So what kind of organization we should give to the world? Because one organization has been already failed in form of a League of Nations. That should not be repeated in future. To save the humankind from the miseries of war, we wanted to give a effective organization that was there in the minds of the then political leaders. Then ultimately the 50 countries, they have signed the document at San Francisco on 25th of June of 1945. And later, the Poland also signed the document. So we can say that there are 51 countries are founding members of the United Nations organization. So as on today, there are 193 countries are members of the United Nations organization, and the United States of America is the highest contributor, financial contributor to the organization. And as you know that the head office of the United Nations organization is located in New York City. That has been donated by the United Nations to the United States of America to the United Nations organization. Then, now we discuss the preamble of the United Nations organization. If we see the UN Charter, the preamble plays very, very important role to know what kind of UN should be there. And the preamble clearly says that the UN is born because of the experiences of war, devastating war, and such devastation should not be there in the future. And it says that it bases upon the equality of the states, of the state members. And not only that aspect, but socio-economic and other developments also main feature. Why? Because by 1945, the entire world economy was in shambles. So we want to reconstruct that world economies. For that, some important institutions are required. So, UN Charter is a very, very milestone charter in the UN. The charter starts with these words: "We, the people of the world, having solemnly resolved to constitute the United Nations organization." So these are the words are there in the UN Charter. Though we are not directly participated in the deliberations, but the countries have been participated. including India, was also considered as a founding member. It has actively participated in that conference. So our representatives have been participated and they met the UN Charter. And now we discuss what is the legal character of the United Nations organization. For that, we have the Article 104 and 105 is there in the UN Charter, which provides that the status of the United Nations organization, it is states that it is a juristic personality. It can have the corporate entity, the members, they must be states, independent states. Then only the membership can be given. And United Nations has the right to purchase the properties, right to sell the properties, right to acquire the properties, right to donate the properties, right to sue, to be sued. It can appoint employees. So all those activities have been conferred upon the United Nations organization. And in a famous case called the reparation for the injuries suffered in the service of the United Nations, International Court of Justice reports 1949, page number 174. There, the ICJ has categorically stated that United Nations organization is having a legal personality, that is a juristic personality. It can do all kind of activities as that the humans are doing. And that means it has power to contract, it has power to do all sorts of things. So, United Nations is playing a very, very active role in the bringing the new order in the world. It may be social order, it may be economic order, or even any other aspects. So this is the preamble and the history of the United Nations and legal status of the United Nations organization. In next video, we see the purposes of the United Nations organization.